This is TWiT.
Last week, we spoke with Security Now host Steve Gibson about the new shell shock bug. Well, it's not really new. It's actually over 20 years old. A serious vulnerability that research firm FireEye now says is being exploited via malware droppers, reverse shells, and backdoors, data exfiltration, and good old-fashioned DDoS attacks. In other words, it's pretty pervasive and pretty bad. FireEye notes that the initial patch for this vulnerability, which was released in sync with the vulnerability's public disclosure, is inadequate. ZDNet writes that a vigorously updated intrusion prevention system, or IPS, deployed not just at the perimeter, but also at critical points within the network, may be the only effective systemic protection against shell shock for now. OS X Mavericks users got an update to address the shell shock bug, to address those who had manually configured their computers in a way that left them exposed, although Apple stresses last week that very few Macs were actually impacted by the bug, and most users were protected by default. For users running older OS X versions, there are separate downloads for Lion and Mountain Lion, but no patch yet for machines running the public or developer builds of OS X Yosemite. Speaking of Yosemite, 9to5Mac cites anonymous sources that say a new line of iMacs with ultra-high resolution Retina displays may be in late testing stages within Apple. The machine will reportedly have a thin profile, similar to the current design that was introduced back in 2012, but with faster processors and improved Wi-Fi antennas. Apple launched the Retina display way back in 2010 on the iPhone 4, but the Retina iMac would be the company's first Retina desktop computer. As for resolution, OS X Yosemite betas include references to 6400 by 3600, 5760 by 3240, 4096 by 2304 resolution screens. So it looks like there's some testing going on, and Apple has been rumored to be working on a 5K iMac display for launch later this year. Sources also tell 9to5Mac that Apple is preparing updates to iMovie and Final Cut Pro with improved tools for editing high-res and 4K footage. Facebook is rolling out a new ad network. This one's a little different, though. It's called Atlas. It lets advertisers buy ads via Facebook on properties that Facebook doesn't actually own. The company says the Atlas can help marketers track the effectiveness of their ads around the web, and it'll be more effective than other big ad platforms because it's using Facebook's own data. Ad holding company Omnicom, which already has deals with Facebook and Google and Twitter, says that it will buy ads with Atlas, and Facebook-owned Instagram will also work with the platform. Facebook says user identity will remain anonymous to advertisers and publishers beyond basic facts about a person. The company also says it's targeting Google's double-click display ad business, which is big business. In fact, this year, Google may generate $4 billion in display ads in the U.S. alone and generate $54 billion in net revenue overall. More rumors are surfacing ahead of Microsoft's San Francisco event tomorrow, widely believed to be the launch of Windows 9. Namely, the next version of Windows could be free for those who are still using XP or Vista or Windows 7. A recent Microsoft job posting said that the company was looking for somebody who could help, quote, fundamentally change the way Windows is shipping to put the ecosystem at the center of Windows. That could be maybe a revamp of Windows Update. Windows 9 will also allegedly support displays with resolutions that are high as 8K, and old Windows apps will reportedly scale up to look better on those high-resolution displays. No matter what is announced, we here at TWiT will have a special episode of Windows Weekly airing tomorrow to cover all of the Microsoft fun. And all those fancy displays, 8K, might be coming to Fifth Avenue in New York City. Microsoft has confirmed it will continue to expand its retail presence and take more control over consumer shopping experience with an addition of a Microsoft store on Fifth Avenue. It's a big shopping street. It's 5 years in the making, say Microsoft executives. The store is expected to open sometime next year. And over the past few years, the company has been broadening its retail reach to directly connect with its customers. Sounds like another company I know, but we won't talk about right now. The company plans to open 10 more Microsoft stores in the U.S. and Canada in time for the holiday season, but this will be the first full-line Microsoft retail store in Manhattan itself. The company has some specialty stores, which are smaller, at the shops at Columbus Circle, also in Manhattan, and the Staten Island Mall. I have never been there.